I'm going to show you how to apply a one-time use vinyl stencil to a compound curve. A compound curve is one that curves top to bottom, side to side. These are difficult to do. I don't recommend it for someone who's never used an etching stencil before like this. It takes some practice and patience, and each one's a little different, so you just have to trial and error, order extra stencils, so you can see what works best for your container and your design. Your stencil will come to you like this. This one is black. Each one, you may get red or blue, it doesn't matter. They're all the same material. The top layer is a transfer tape, the next layer is the vinyl stencil, and then the back is the backing paper. What I have done when setting this up, because this is compound curve and this is a long top line, I put more space between these two than I will when I lay them on the glass. So I'm going to cut these apart so it makes things easier for me to apply. This top line has a bit of a curve to it, and that's going to compensate for the curve of this glass. It's going to, when you apply this flat to it, you're going to see that it wants to curve down, so we've curved the text up to compensate for that. I'm going to trim a little bit off the top. The less material you have, the better, but we want to leave enough so we have room to mask around it to not get etching cream on the glass. So we have our top line. The bottom line, I can do the two together, and I can just kind of square it off. It can be applied as it is because it's not too wide, and it's going to go in pretty much in the middle of the jar where there's not a lot of curve. So this jar has been cleaned with rubbing alcohol. You can use window cleaner. I find rubbing alcohol works better. Gets a more clean surface, so the etching cream will work well and the stencil will attach well. So we're going to start with the top line. I'm going to rub this down real good, make sure our transfer tape's sticking. I'm going to flip it over. And we're going to have to be very careful because these are dainty letters on this particular design. If something isn't going to stick, we're going to put it back down, rub the backing paper, and then we're going to keep going. And another piece not sticking, so we just lay it back down, nice and slow. Okay, we have our top line. That's the sticky side. That's the front. I'm going to line it up on the jar where I want it to be. I'm just going to barely tack it down in the middle, and then I'm going to work my way out slowly, one side at a time, middle to the outside. Okay, so I have that in the position I want it. Now I could go ahead and etch this now if I wanted to. I'd peel off we can go ahead and peel off the transfer tape. Nice and slow. To check the edges and be careful not to mess up any of the dainty details. So we have our top line. I could etch it now, mask around it, or I can go ahead and put on the other design, which I'm going to do. So you can see, I'm going to rub it again, flip it over, start peeling off the backing paper, slow, watching the letters and design, making sure it's all sticking. Got some pieces that don't want to stick here. Nice and slow, rub. If it's not sticking, okay, again, sticky part. I'm going to line this on our jar. Okay, we got it where we want, tacked it in the middle. Going to work our way slowly from the middle out. Go from one design to the other till we have it where we want. Trying to avoid any wrinkles up to the design. Just go slow. Okay, and we can squeegee down the rest of this here with our fingers. And there we have it. The wrinkles on the outside don't matter. As long as they don't go up to the letters, we're good. Peel this off. We've got a wrinkle that's kind of close here. We'll just smooth him out. Take your nail and there we go. And then we can etch the design following the directions with your etching on your etching cream. They're all a little different. rinse it off after the time they tell you to, and then you're going to peel off your stencil. I will give you a tip on getting these off quicker. Obviously, you take as much off as you can in bigger pieces. And then you can take a razor blade and scrape off the rest of that. It's not going to hurt your etch because your etch is actually altered the surface of your glass, and the razor blade's not going to be strong enough to do that. You don't go real hard and crazy with it, but you just scrape it off, rinse off any of the adhesive that may have stuck behind, and your etching will show up once your glass has all been dried. Thank you.